Hey fans, Anthony from HashiSnet here, and today we're taking a look at Funko Pops. Now, I don't have a big collection, and you may already gone and noticed there's an intruder in the space here. I know we'll get to that in a minute, but I'm very particular about Funko Pops. I originally was like just buying all the characters I liked, and then realized about a half dozen in that I don't love these characters. Like Ken Powers from Street Fighter, yeah, he's okay. But an amiibo of him was coming out. I was like, you know what? I'd rather have the amiibo because he's practical. Now, admittedly, I do have the Mewtwo amiibo, but you know, Mewtwo and Mew are something that if I see a figure or something that I really like, I will collect anyway, regardless of how many of them I have. But in front of you, you see Unicron, which was an SDCC 2018 exclusive, also sold at GameStop. Next to him, of course, this is Toothless from How to Train Your Dragon. This is Blue Eyes White Dragon from Yu-Gi-Oh! Of course, Mewtwo and Mew from Pokemon. Badgey from Star Trek Lower Decks. And our intruder, My Little Prime. Now, My Little Prime is not a Funko, but is in a similar line, actually run by Hasbro themselves. This is their crossover for My Little Pony and Transformers. And you see the box has decorations on the inside. And of course has an artist's picture of them. Is this series called Cutie Marks and Bots? I don't know. But it's licensed by Hasbro in the least. But I figured it's kind of the same thing, so I threw it in here as part of this particular collection. And they are kept generally together. Well, at least in Unicron. So we'll move My Little Prime away. You know what? Before I do that, let me just give you a quick look at it. It's actually fairly heavy. His tail is heavy. Maybe the tail is the heavy part. Yeah, it might be the tail or the mane. It is an interesting concept for a crossover character. So yeah. Anyway, switching to these guys. Unicron is a big one. His box is easily, I want to say, 12 times the size of one of the normal standard boxes for one of these characters. Definitely not one that I can just put in here and expect it to fit. It takes up the entire space. But I think we'll start with Mew here. And Mew, of course, is Pokemon 151. And super long tail. It's on the stand here, so it's technically floating. And it's okay. I typically keep these guys in their boxes. I have to count 7 of them in their boxes. So this is the first time a few of them have actually been in open air. So yeah, you'll notice there's no dust or anything on them. But yeah, that's Mew. And then here's Mewtwo. Now Mewtwo has this weird foot thing going on, so that's why I had to use a base to keep it to stand. There is no articulation. I think the most Unicron's head maybe spins. Yeah, Mew's and Mewtwo's, that's I checked. Oh, actually, Mew's head does move a little bit. But yeah, Mewtwo's head, maybe it's just tight on there. I don't know. It has the classic pose. Even the amiibo has this pose. And of course, he's like a purple and a darker pink, or maybe a pinkish purple, where Mew is clearly a hard pink. But yeah, that's Mewtwo in its classic pose. I mean, because Mew is of course 150 and Mewtwo's 151, and people ask why they aren't in the other order, because obviously Mewtwo is based on Mew, but in Pokemon lore it's based on, there was no evidence Mew existed. It was a fossil, and then DNA was used to bring Mewtwo to life. Okay, so this is Badgey, perhaps the lightest one, and it's weird that these little guys all cost about 15 bucks, and this guy, the newest one, with inflation, was like 16 bucks, and he weighs less than Mew. Like, he is super thin, but they price them all the same, and I have to assume business-wise it all like lines up, plans out, like everything. They're not losing money on any particular figure, but yeah, Badgey's eyes look weird because you see the ringlet in his eyes. Looks like he's watching me. It's very, very weird. But this is good Badgey. There was an evil Badgey in the series, but I didn't have anything Star Trek related other than a ship model of, I think, the NX-01, so I figured, what the heck not. So it looks pretty good. Very simple. It has this kind of animation effect, which is fine. Badgey was an AI that took over the holodeck. When evil took over the holodeck, eventually started causing problems for the crew. His father is Lieutenant Rutherford, if that helps any. Okay, so next up, Blue Eyes White Dragon. This guy is sharp, like sharp. Like, I can't explain, and I know I'm saying like everything is sharp on this guy. But he has some great details. Just a big-headed dragon. Really, this is my favorite character in Yu-Gi-Oh! Does this say? Oh, it says the creator of Yu-Gi-Oh! And then the Funko information. Well, that's nifty. So, yeah, just very nicely colored. I think it does well for the character. They are actually a budget line of Yu-Gi-Oh! Characters as well as the monsters, but I only need one to fit just to say I have a Yu-Gi-Oh! Item, and he's top heavy. I mean, I think all of them suffer from big head syndrome, but yeah, he is particularly top heavy, but he stands well. Then here is Toothless. Perhaps Mew is cute. Maybe he's cute. I don't know. Yeah, but Toothless head does rotate on this one. Actually, I was kind of wondering. No head rotation. It's kind of just stuck in there. Badgey didn't have any rotation or any movement at all, but yeah, I think in the box he's kind of like sideways like this, and he got the harness on. He got the wing tail on. Yeah, he's pretty good. You can get him to move his head. That's all you can get to move of him, but yeah, it's decent enough. Now, the big guy. He actually has a little bit of articulation above his head, beyond his head, I should say. And his head moves like this, sure. What was the other? I thought his arms moved. Maybe it was just his head. Maybe because his head moves a little bit more than everybody else's, but then again, he's so big. But, I mean, look at him. Like, it's hard to fit him in the camera. I'm going to zoom him back a little. Actually, I'm going to move the camera. Chaos Bringer in all his glory. Look at that boy. The things they do to kind of like dumb down these characters for these molds, but I mean, he got some decent detail. He got the abs on, nice fist. He got a claw, but he didn't have any items. Would have been interesting if he had an item. Although Unicron really doesn't need an item compared to how big he is to other Transformers. What is going on over here? Huh. I mean, he's been in his box since I got him, so I'm not quite sure what that little black spot is. Maybe a manufacturing thing. But, yeah, he's a bulky boy. Got the little... Oh, see, in Planet Mode, these things are rings. But, yeah, he's bulky. He's big. He is Unicron.
With that said, tell me in the comments your thoughts on these items. Did you get them? And how was your experience with them? Thanks for watching, and please remember to like and subscribe.